Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This will be part 2 on the Nissan PU instrument cluster 1997. Nissan PU with an instrument cluster speedometer now working properly, or at least that's what the customer thought. And I did at first because I was not familiar with exactly what I was checking, and I don't have the entire car here. So let me just show you what I'm doing now. So let's, not that one, this one. Well, now, as you see, now I remove the bore from the actual gauge, right? So all the mechanical part, let me get it. So all the mechanical part is being removed, and that is the gauge. So you and him can see that that is the mileage that is in there. And this is good. As we saw before, and as I mentioned to you, I checked the bore from, being still together, and everything looks so nice and clean, no capacitor damage, no nothing. I'm like, I'm actually wondering how this could have happened, right? So this was my assumption, how a board that is so good can be damaged. I'm like, well, the only thing that I thought about it is like maybe somebody tried to inject the signal and then end up damaging the little processor, let's say, it's operational amplifier or something like that in here. But or the circuitry, right? Because you have transistors and everything always, taking care of those signals, and it is actually really well protected. It has even a center diode and some other signal protections in here. But I'm like, I went ahead and let me see if I can zoom a little more. All right, that's the maximum I can zoom, and it's actually trying to leave your let me move this a little bit closer to there without disturbing too much the wiring. I'm looking for a plastic tool so I can explain. So all right, so what I have in here, so we have, you will see the markings, power, ground, the signal that I will be injected, and if you haven't seen the part 1, please go ahead and do it. Sorry about my hair. I don't know. Something is happening today with my hair. All right. So the signal, and this is the signal coming out. Well, that's what I thought. So, and it is kind of like a mix of that. So because now that I went and see the circuitry inside, I noted that this is actually a pull down, a signal that is being pulled down by this board. So like in here, we got a sensor providing a signal, and this will read it. On here, this same board is waiting for a signal, well, a 5-volt reference, a 12-volt reference, whatever is in here that the car will supply, and then this will not injected. This will pull it down to ground with a transistor in here. So this legs in here, right there, and it's hard to see in the opposite direction, in right there. So these 3 legs in here is a transistor, and I have that in the PDF that I am preparing for you guys, so you can see the data sheet. All right, so this is the transistor. It's a power transistor. It's low saturation voltage. But I've been reading a little more. The way that this acts is and is connected. So it's meant to be pulled to ground because it's actually no voltage supply. So again, if I go back to here with you guys, so just to explain the circuitry a little bit. I mean, I know I'm the one that's a little far away. Let me actually put this into full screen in here so I can actually, because I can see better if I put them in here. Yes, yeah. So you guys are seeing the correct way. All right, so now I can see better because I don't have my microscope because I'm trying to show you. So what we have in here, so let me touch in here because it's hard to see backwards, right? So not there. All right, let me see. Can I do this? So right there, okay, we got the 3 pins, right? So this one is the signal that is coming from, let me just think about it. No. The signal is in the center, so if we follow that wire, goes here, and then it goes into right here, which is right where I am connected, right? So that's the center of that transistor. Then the other side is the base or gate, depends on what we're dealing with, right? And then the other side is connected to ground. So we got a ground. This is a common ground pad that if you see all this big pad that goes around and then it's connected to my ground. So we got ground. I got either a voltage in here and then the signal on the center, right? So, I'm like, okay, well, what do we have here? So let me just show you going step by step. So I'm going to disconnect one channel from my oscilloscope. The blue channel, the one we're going to be using for that signal. So, oops, sorry, I don't know what happened in there. Didn't like that. Not sure what happened. All right, so let me get off a full screen because I now need to see what I'm doing. So right now I'm going to move you over to the oscilloscope. So I connected one of the channels of the oscilloscope with this probe. So I will be touching into, and I'm going to inject the signal, which I have pretty much ready. Yeah, everything is good to go. So yeah, let me inject the signal with the 21 hertz as I did before. And we can see it on the red channel, which is not reading nothing. So I'm going to have to restart this. So give me 1 second, guys, because sometimes it does that. Let me fix this. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back in here. So now we got an active signal. Yeah, sometimes it freezes. I don't know why, but yeah. So all right, I'm going to carefully, because now this is live, I'm going to carefully touch. So again, if we see here, we got nothing. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, this is the ground. I'm touching the ground in there. That's the ground, so we got nothing. We got here, as you see, we got a square waveform. So this is the signal that the board is sending out based on that yellow. You see the frequency. I also have, if you see on the bottom of the screen, I got in yellow, on the yellow channel, I had 3 measurements. The frequency that I'm injecting, which is 21 hertz, the minimum voltage and the maximum voltage. So we have -8 volts and possible 8 volts. And then on blue, or cyan, whatever you're going to call that color, right? Let's call it blue. I have a frequency of 5.2 and then maximum voltage and minimum voltage, which is like around 8. It says 20 millivolts and almost 1 volt. But if I increase the speed of the upper signal, and I want you to see that, so I'm increasing right now the speed of the yellow channel, right, which is the signal we're injecting, we can see how the frequency of the bottom also change. So that means that the board is good. The board is controlling good. So this is when I thought myself, okay, so this is where I am missing something. And this is where you need to have the car sometimes in order to see how, or I know I'm good, right? Because maybe Ron doesn't know either because it hasn't never worked. So I'm going to put them in 21. I mean, realistically in here, I don't have the needles connected, so it doesn't matter. But now, so this is the base or gate. So I'm going to go over to the output. I have now, as you see here, I got an extra wire connected here. This is a 5-volt reference that I had through a test light, so it's protected through a kind of like a resistor. So if this would be short or something, it's not going to short the board, right? Because it has a test light. So I'm going to go over to the center part of that transistor, and we have a signal. So what does this tell me? This board is good. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this board. Let me see if I can stop the capture. All right, so now that I can stop the capture, let me remove this, not that one, the big one from here. And we can see that we have a signal coming out. So again, nothing wrong with this instrument cluster run. And guys, so this is a good lesson for me, and also to prove that I know what I'm doing. And this is not guesswork when I condemn something as good or as bad is because I did my homework. I have some here and there happy or unhappy customers. They don't understand sometimes. They sometimes don't understand different things on life and try to take it over to a person like me that I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. Videos, I request always approvals, mails, because I have encountered, right now I'm actually in the middle of a process with a customer that sent a computer for a test or repair. And after getting the computer back, he is now putting a charge back to his credit card, like, and he's no longer answering my messages or anything. And he put like it was a fraudulent transaction, which is he's going to lose the case because I always protect myself 100%. So if you're looking to do something like that against my company, you're going to find a very hard wall to do because that's what I request. If I don't have a paperwork signed by you, I need to have an answer by email approving the repairs and all that stuff because I know there is a lot of good people on this world, but there is also a lot of scammers and a lot of bad people. And this is Rochain Davis, not Nissan Altima. He is the one that's trying to do this. And yeah, so I will see to how much I got to escalate. It's not really that much. It's only a test, but this is more of a principle, right? Because when somebody put a fraudulent transaction on you, 2, 3, 4 times or something like that happen, and it can affect your business forever. And this is what a lot of people don't care and don't understand. I mean, like, wow, it's unbelievable. But yeah, all right, guys. So let me move this to the main camera. So, yep. So we have this. Yeah, we have this, and I think, like I said, it's a very interesting testing, a very interesting little short video. I should have waited a little bit and make this as a whole one, but sometimes it's interesting to also see this and see how we can check those out and check the board, right? And like I said, when I was looking at the board at first, please, if you have not watched the first part, just I'm going to put the link right here in the description. And then you can watch it. What I was, commenting about, like, it's so hard to understand how a board that looks so good and everything is working because the needle was working good, was very accurate and everything, and now it's no good, right? So, or one portion. But yeah, now I understand that it's nothing wrong. It's just the computer is either not providing the voltage or something is an open wire or something like that wrong. So just check the wire that goes from the cluster over to the computer. And if it's not there, then the problem is in the computer and not in here. All right, guys. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.